Before we start plotting any points, it's good to identify what the angle measures are around the circle, the concentric circles that we see here, the polar coordinate grid. If you're wondering what these extra lines are, well, you can see that the top half of the circle is divided into 12 equal sections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 1/12 of the way to pi is right here, and so we would write that as pi over 12. So each of these lines here coming out from the center of the circle, or from the pole, each of these lines would be 12, or pi over 12 radians. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pi over 12. We're not going to need these, but just in case you were wondering, 6, 7 pi over 12, and so on. So I won't label the other ones because I don't see any pi over 12 angle measures here. The other thing to think about here is that when we graph in the polar coordinate system, the first coordinate listed is the r, the distance from the pole to the point, and then the theta would be the angle measure from the initial side here, which would be the polar axis, and then moving counterclockwise the way we count radians from the, in this case, the polar axis. So in plotting point A, we identify that the angle measure is 7 pi over 6, so that's over here, and then we count six units from the pole. So we just count the circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 units toward 7 pi over 6 would be point A. And then we find the angle for point B. We find the angle -3 pi over 4. So if we count by pi over 4 as 1, 2, 3, -3 pi over 4 would be here. And we're going to go 3 units toward that angle of 5 pi over 4, or -3 pi over 4, same angle. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, double checking that I'm on the right line here. That's point B. And then 8 pi, well, here we have pi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That would be point C. Now here we have an interesting one. For point D, we first find the angle, but we see that the r is negative, so we'll look at that first. We'll look at the angle first, 5 pi over 3. And then instead of going toward 5 pi over 3, we're going to go away from 5 pi over 3 because the r is negative. So that would be toward 2 pi over 3. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's point D. And then we have a negative angle and a negative r for point E. So -11 pi over 6, if we count by pi over 6's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So -11 pi over 6 is also the angle pi over 6. So, but since r is -5, we're going to go away from that angle, and we're going to go toward 7 pi over 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that is point E. And then finally, point F, we find the angle -2 pi over 3, so we'll count by pi over 3's in the negative direction. 1, 2. So -2 pi over 3 is the same angle as 4 pi over 3, and we're going to go away from that angle because r is negative, and we're going to go away from that angle by for 4 units. So we're going to go toward pi over 3, 4 units. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is point F.